Hi everyone, welcome back. If you don't know me already, my name's Christie and I'm currently 27 weeks pregnant with my second little girl. I already have a girl called Grace who is 18 months old, and this baby girl is going to be due at the very end of this year, very beginning of next year, so we can't wait for her to come along. Today I'm going to be giving an update on my 26th and 27th week of pregnancy. If you're pregnant yourself, then congratulations. Please do consider subscribing to my channel because I put out regular updates about my pregnancy, but also about mum life in general, so you may well enjoy those as well. And let's get into this week's update. So this week, baby is the size of a winter squash, which is very apt for the time of year because it's coming up to Halloween now. And she is definitely feeling like a winter squash. She feels enormous now. I'm getting to the point now where I'm struggling to put socks on because I have, like, obviously to begin with, your bump's quite soft and now it's becoming really quite hard. So I'm having to sit down a lot more, get help standing up, and like putting socks on, putting shoes on and stuff is becoming a bit of a struggle. This week as well, her eye colour has started to develop and you'd be able to see what sort of colour her eyes are. They do say that their eye colour can change in the first year. One of the things that we noticed with Grace when she was born was that she had blue eyes, which is out of the ordinary really, because I have green eyes, my husband has brown eyes, and I think blue eyes are quite rare anyway, and she has dark hair, so we were definitely expecting her to have dark eyes as well. So it'd be interesting to see what colour eyes this baby has. She can also respond now to light, like outside of the womb, so if it's very bright, like she can sense that it's bright outside. And I've definitely noticed that she like responds to light as well. So if I have the covers up over my bump so it's nice and dark, she moves loads and loads and loads. And then as soon as I take the cover off, she stops moving. So she must be able to sense the change in light and be like, right, don't move a muscle, which is always the point that you want someone to feel the movement, isn't it? Like I'll go to Steve, oh quick, she's moving loads. And then as soon as he touches my belly, she stops altogether. So she's playing up for dad already. This week as well, it's getting to the point now in the pregnancy where if for whatever reason baby was unfortunately born prematurely, she'd have a really good chance of surviving outside the womb, obviously with breathing assistance and stuff. But I always find that point in pregnancy to be quite reassuring that, you know, she's got to a good and healthy size now, and now it's just a waiting game of getting her grown and chunky and hoping that she obviously does come out a lot later, but still having that assurance that if she does come out earlier, then fingers crossed she'll be completely fine. One of the things I've spoken about quite a bit in my pregnancy and in my last couple of updates is about mental health and how that's been affecting me, and I've had a bit of a low point really in my pregnancy and I'm coming out of that now. So I think it just all hit me at once when I talk about birth, etc. It brings back these memories of my first birth, which was quite traumatic, and it was something that I raised with my midwife and she was incredibly supportive. And luckily since then I've been through a number of different assessments with like charities, support organisations to talk about it, and I'm now being referred to a counselling service for PTSD. So I'm hoping to start that in the next couple of weeks because I think that would be really beneficial. But basically all of my like low feelings and stuff, not that I need a reason to have them, but for me they were all triggered by this like traumatic event in my life, which was the birth of my first daughter. And to have support for that from my midwife and from these organisations has been really empowering and really cathartic for me. So I actually feel a lot brighter in general, even though that counselling hasn't started and probably hasn't started to have that impact on that experience and how that makes me feel. But just knowing that I'm going to be going through that process has made me feel so much lighter, and my mood has been so much better in the last couple of weeks as a result. I've been trying to rest so much more now. Like I say, my bump is getting quite big. I'm also experiencing quite a bit of sciatica just on the one side, on my left side at the back. It like shoots down my left leg, which my midwife said actually was funny because she's laying on my right side most of the time. But that has been a bit of a problem in the last couple of weeks, and I've just found that if I overdo it, I get really sore in the evening and that trapped nerve feeling gets quite severe. So I've been trying to rest a lot more, laying down a lot more and trying to take it a little bit easier where I can, as much as I can with an 18-month-old running around. I'm getting to the point now where I'm thinking about what my post-birth support is going to look like. So I've been talking with my mum about that and with like my close friends, and I know that I've got loads and loads of support after baby is here, obviously complicated by the fact that I'm having an elective C-section, so I will be more immobile than I was before, perhaps, although my recovery didn't go great. But with a straightforward natural delivery, probably I wouldn't need as much support as I'm going to need this time around. I'm very, very fortunate that my husband has a brilliant parental leave policy, which means he's going to be off for the first 4 months with me, so that's going to be amazing, not only for like the support that I'll get in those initial like weeks and months where I'm not feeling 100% myself, or perhaps can't do a lot of lifting or moving, etc., but also just like that bonding time as a family of 4, I think is going to be incredible for us. So as well as Steve being off during that time, I'm also going to have lots of support from my parents. They're going to be looking after Grace when I go in to have my C-section, which I guess is an additional benefit of having a planned C-section, is that I know when I need childcare for, so they're going to have her while I'm in. They've actually recently changed the regulations at my hospital about visiting hours, which means that if for whatever reason I do end up being in longer than about 24 hours, or with Grace I was in for 8 days, so if I do end up being in for an extended period of time, then they are now allowing siblings under the age of 16 to visit, so it would mean that Grace can come and meet her sister before I get discharged. So that's a nice bit of reassurance as well, that we won't have to wait such a long time to see her if for whatever reason we do need to be in hospital for a little bit longer. I've also got a really good group of close friends that I know will help in any way that they can, bring in dinner, helping me clean, all of that kind of stuff in the first few weeks. So I feel really set up for the post-birth couple of weeks, couple of months, because I'm very fortunate to have lots of people around who are willing to offer that help. I can't remember if I've mentioned this in a previous video, but we have actually got a name for our baby, and we've had a name for her since probably the first few weeks of my pregnancy. It was actually easier this time to come up with a girl's name than it was to come up with a boy's name, so we picked out our girl's name within the first few weeks, and then we went back and forth on boys' names and kind of said, oh, let's just wait and see what we're having, because we might not even need to decide on a boy's name, and it turns out that we didn't. I haven't told very many people, but this week I did tell my mum, and she said that she really likes the name and that she thinks it's really pretty, and it's just it's a nice bit of assurance, really. Like, not that I need someone else to like it, but it is more unusual than Grace, which I feel like is quite a classic name, and it's a family name, so I knew my family would like it. And I was a bit more like, oh, I don't know if people will like this. It's a bit of a Marmite name, I think. But my family like it, and I feel like that's quite a big achievement for this week. So I'm going to quickly show you my bump, and I will mention as well that these leggings I got are New Look maternity leggings, and they came in a pack with this maternity vest and also a maternity t-shirt, just a black t-shirt, and I got those on ASOS for £11 for all 3, and I just think that was such a bargain, so I needed to mention it here, and I'll pop a link in my description if I can find one as well, so you can go and have a look at that. Let me show you how she's getting on though. So definitely getting into beach ball territory, as you can see, but it's nice, like, now I am actually properly pregnant. People make bump contact before they make eye contact. Like, I'm just enjoying, although like physically it's difficult being pregnant, obviously, I still do love being pregnant, and I love having that bump and dressing it up, and yeah, it's really exciting. I have booked a baby shower for this baby, but like with my first, I didn't do a big party. I think I only had like 10 or 12 people and just kept it quite small, but it was like a party that I had at my mum's house. And we put some food on and some games and stuff. This time I'm just doing like a brunch at a local restaurant, and I've just invited like a few close friends and my mum and my sister-in-law, so it's even smaller this time round. And now I'm starting to think, oh, I should probably get myself a little dress to wear, a nice little pink dress or something. So if you see anything that you think would be suitable, then do just let me know either on here or on Instagram, because I am on the lookout for a baby shower outfit. And that's it then, I think, for this 26 and 27 week update. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below, or you can chat to me over on Instagram. Very active over there. Talk about my pregnancy a lot, talk about Grace a lot. So if you want to keep abreast of what I'm up to in my life, then that's probably the best way to do it. But otherwise, leave me a comment on here. Let me know that you like this video, and I will be back to update you shortly.